Okay, so today we are doing a review of everything that could be on tomorrow's 100-point test. I am going to take this time to kind of work each one. There are a few little things we need to fix up on this paper first, though. If you would, first, mark this out. I'm not going to worry about trying to change inches and squares and all, or to feet and all that stuff. Okay. The second thing is, okay, down here, I know it's kind of jumping ahead, but I just want to show you something. On number 6, make that height a 2 right there. It's supposed to be 2 feet. Make that number a 2 feet. The copy machine ate the number. And on number 9, I hope you can see it, but right here it says 12 for the height. Those are the only two real issues with the photocopies, but number 6 has got that 2 right there. Okay, now I'm going to try to go through each one, talking you through it. I'm hoping that, you know, if you really don't get something, let's talk about it. Okay, the first section says, find the area of each parallelogram. Now, the first thing you need to know is that formula. Parallelograms, it's been a few days, but it's the easy one. It's just base times height. Just base times height. Now, remember, when finding bases and heights, you're looking for 90-degree angles. So, these are my bases. Okay? Or you could even, you know, it's the same thing down here as I'll put. And then my heights are where that 90-degree angle is. Right there is my height. So, first thing you do, we're going to write the formula. A equals BH. If my base is 40 and my height is 34, 40 times 34,
1,300.
okay. It's okay. Go ahead. So, it is 1,360, and it is centimeters squared. Okay, now, you got that one. Make sure you put centimeters squared. The other thing I was going to say is they will try to give you some tricker numbers. So you could mark that out. That's a tricker. You only need the other 2. Now, here we go. Let's do number 2. Base times height. Base is 5.6. Height is 4.7. 0.32?
Yeah.
Okay, that's okay. 26. I'm using y'all to kind of double check what I'm doing. 0.32, and then it is meters squared because it is area. Make sure you put meters squared. You have to. Number 3, I got area equals base times height. Area equals, the base is 18. The height is 7. Okay, 18 times 7. You got it. 126 feet squared. So, that is a parallelogram. Okay. Now, the next directions are different. They say find the missing measure of each parallelogram. Now, the key to this is, yes, parallelogram. That's like your gold mine word right here. An area. So, the formula is A equals base times height. That's like your magic words. Now, look. Over here is number 4. And I want you to look. It says that it's got a base of 20 and an area of 120. So I want you to think about this. If you have the formula A equals BH, and they give you the base is 20, and they give you the area is 120, then what is missing, the missing measure, as they're calling it, is the height. That number right there. Now, be careful. Some of you are guessing at the number. We got to go back to our world of algebra and how we solve this thing for h. We need h down here, h equaling something. So 20 up against an h means times. The opposite is divide. So if we divide both sides by 20, leaves me with an h on this side, and this side is 6. 6. And it is just like, it is 6 feet. It's just the height of something. It's just a boring measurement. It's not squared. It's like just 6 feet. It's kind of like we're doing the opposite math. And what you're going to have to do is watch for which formula to use. Those directions tell you which formula to base it on. Okay? So let's look at number 5 now. Same shape, which is parallelogram. So I'm going to write my formula. Okay? This time, they gave me the height is 3. They gave me the area is 13.5. And then, yeah, you're missing the height, the base this time, the B. But listen, last week we had 3B or B3. Still means multiply, right? So the opposite is divide again. Leaving you with the B that equals
44.5.
Oh, I did the wrong numbers. That's why. I was trying to put it in my calculator, but yes, 4.5. Okay. So, 1 second. It's okay. That's weird. 4.5. And then I look back at my measurements. Regular boring measurements on this one was millimeters. So it would be 4.5 millimeters. The key to these kind of missing shapes is what shape are you working with, so what formula do you want to work with?
What can you explain that?
Explain what?
How, when we do, I don't get what you're doing there. 13.5 equals B3.
I just went through it though, look. The area on this one says it right there, 13.5.
Now what are you doing, times or like?
Listen, what does a 3 and a B up against each other mean?
Divide.
Times, so the opposite is divide. That's why I divided that by that to get that. I divided that by that, and I got 4.5. Okay, looking at number 6. Here we go. On number 6, 7, and 8, we are now looking at triangles. The formula for a triangle is area equals base times height divided by 2. Tomorrow, these formulas have to be memorized. They have to be memorized. Okay, base times height. Now, please keep thinking about this. When you're looking for a base, you're looking for that 90-degree corner. Bases and heights should be feeding off of the 90-degree line. So, what I'm getting at is, by highlighting these, is base and height or base and height. It doesn't matter. We just don't want to use that one. That is our trigger right there. Yes, yes, and then base and height, or base and height, and then down here, that 3 is the height. Okay, guys, you can highlight tomorrow if that's what it takes. It's fine with me. Okay, let's work out number 6, 7, and 8. Here we go. 6 is base times height divided by 2. Okay, so number 6, I got 8 feet squared. Number 7, Okay. I'm definitely not guessing at this number. Times 7.3. Okay, I got this divided by 2. $89.79. And then meters squared. Trying not to run out of room. Okay. And then number 8, kind of scoot it over a little bit. Number 8, couple things you can do. On number 8, if you have the fraction button, you can do 7.5. If you do not have the fraction button, you just have a what I call cheapie calculator. Think about it. $7.50 is the same as saying 7.5, like 7.50. You can do the ABC button. So, if you've got the fancy calculator, basically, let me set it up first. It would be A equals B times H divided by 2. So, if you did 7.5 times 3 divided by 2. Now, I'll do my best to try to show this on the projector thing, but when you key in 7.5, you do 7 ABC 1 ABC 2. That represents 7.5. Hit the times 3, and then I'm going to hit equals. So on the top, I now have 22.5 divided by 2.
11 and 1/4.
11 and 1/4. Okay. Now, you might have 11 and 1/4. Someone else, centimeters squared. Someone else might have 11 point what? So what if you done 7.5? So 7.5 times 3 divided by 2, 11.25. Those are both the same answer. You know, it just matters if you worked it out in decimals or fractions. I would take either one, as I'm calling it. Either one. Okay? It's going to matter what calculator you have and how you work it out. Tomorrow, there will be what I'm going to call plenty of room on the paper to work these things out. You won't be kind of squished in like I did. Okay? Okay, the next ones. Now we're looking at these directions, and they say trapezoid. Find the area of each trapezoid. Now, just so you have it one last time, the formula for a trapezoid is height, base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Okay? Now, so my goal is, on these shapes, is to always make sure we find our bases first, your parallel lines. Okay? So, your two bases, your railroad tracks. Okay, on this one are going to be the 18 and the 24. On this one are the 14.4 and the 20. And then on this one, it's kind of turned sideways or upside down. Your railroad tracks are these two numbers. Those are your bases.
I think of it as like what opposite sides both have numbers, because
Yeah. But be careful, like make sure you're not seeing some odd shape as a trapezoid and it's not. Trapezoids only have 4 sides. Yeah, the test looks a lot like this. It's a little shorter, but yeah. But you got to know these formulas and stuff. And you got to be able to find the missing, the sides I'm highlighting and stuff. So like on this trapezoid, the height of this one is the 12. The height of this one is the 14. And this one's height, guys, height is how far apart the parallel lines are. Is that 11? Okay? Now, I'm going to start working them out. Here we go.
hard up.
I got 42 times the 12 gives me 504 divided by 2, 252. So it's 252 centimeters squared. Okay, so that's the first trapezoid. Now I'll do number 10. Here I go. A equals height times base 1 and base 2 added together. Listen, doesn't matter which one you pick as base 1 and base 2. You can swap them, it doesn't matter. So, that the height is 14. Okay, so I got 34.4 for those bases. And I am now, give me a second, I'm going to cover that up. I got to now do times 14. Getting some big numbers here. 481.6 divided by 2 is going to equal, you got it, 240.8 meters squared. Okay, and that's that one. That's number, kind of lost track here. That's number 10. Okay, and now I'll do number 11. Down here, I'm going to kind of move it down. Number 11 right here. Okay, now on this one, be careful. Your height is 11. Your two bases are 17 and 13. So I got 30 times 11 is 330. Divided by 2 is 165. Good. Yeah, meters squared. Okay? We've talked about in class. You can go down, you can go across, whatever works. I know that tomorrow you will have plenty of space. Now, on the back, here we go. Yes. What? Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, on the back. Now, when you're doing these shapes, this one says, find the area of the shaded region. They're wanting this inside part. Now, the first thing you've got to know is that it's what shape we're working with. Parallelogram, because that's going to be like, there's only one formula for a parallelogram. Now, starting out, we're going to find the area of this outside shape. And a parallelogram's formula is base times height. So, the base on this one is 32. The height on this one is 22. We're on the outside edge. From top to bottom is 22. Because look, it's from, you got to go from top to bottom. So it's this big long line on the outside. You have a 100-point test tomorrow. This study guide is your homework. Now, so it is 704 meters squared for the first part. Now, the key is they want you to get rid of this middle part. So they want you to find the area of the, I'm going to make it orange, the orange one. Okay. On this one, I've got A equals base times height again, because it's still a trapezoid. On this one, this is the base, 24, and my height is 16. And then I do 24 times 16 and I get 384. Now, you are trying to take, listen, you're trying to take the big pink one, take away this orange one, the white one in the middle. So, you're going to do 704 minus 384, and you get 320. In fact, 320 meters squared is the outside edge, the dark area, the shaded area. Because remember, you got to take your big one, take away the small one. Okay? Now I'm going to do the second one. There is a key word here that I've been asked about 20 times. And basically, since it's asking, find the area of the shaded region, you had to read the first sentence. It says, the figure inside the parallelogram is square. So, if this is a square, that means the two walls are equivalent, yes. So, the base times the height, they're both 6's. Does that make sense? Because of the word square. So, 6 times 6 is 36. That's the square. Now I'm going to do the parallelogram, the outside edge. The outside of it is 17, and then the height is right there. It is a 12. Okay? So, base times height, 17 times 12. $204. Okay, so basically the big outside parallelogram, trying to get my words right, is 204. The little square is a 36, and we're wanting to get rid of that little square, throw it away. So you need to do 204 minus the 36. And I get 168. Now, on this final answer, make sure you go back and put the centimeters squared. Sometimes I forget it when I'm doing this math, but on your final answer, try to go back and fit it in there. I sometimes forget it when I'm doing all the other math, but definitely put it on that answer. Yeah, we really should. I just sometimes am going so fast I forget. Okay. Last two. The last two on this are based on last night's homework. This is where they want the area of the whole thing. All together. Right. So this one is what two shapes? Yes, triangle and a rectangle. Right there is where I would cut it. At least that's where I would cut it. Now, so starting out. I need to, this first one, I always do the easy part first, is a 9 by 4. So, the 9 by 4, the rectangle, we know the formula for a rectangle is base times height. If it's 9 by 4, it is 36. And I go in there and I put that number. Okay. Now I need the area of the triangle. Now, this has been the catchy part to some kids. I need this line right here, and I need a height that goes right there, if my line was straighter. How far, what is that base? What? Slow down, right here. I need this blue line.
4.
It is 4. It's 4 right there, because that 4 is the same as that 4. Now, so, if I have the formula, A equals base times height divided by 2. You just told me the base is 4, and that's right. But we need a height. Okay, now be careful. 14, I want you to look at this. 14 is from here to here. We only need 5 from here to here. Okay, now look. From here to here is 9. So I want you to think about this. If from here to here is 9, and you know from here to here is 14. 9 plus what is 14? 5. Right here, the height of that thing is a 5. You got to kind of push some walls around or move them around. Do y'all see that? It's kind of weird. It's 9 plus the 5 would equal that full 14. And a lot of times I call it sliding walls up or sliding them over. You can use those numbers more than once if you need them. Okay, so this one is 4 times 5 is 20, divided by 2 is 10. Okay, so if my triangle is 10 and my rectangle is 36, I want that all together. Together. So add it together. Yes, 46. So 36 plus 10 would be 46. And it is feet squared. Okay. Whew. Okay, last one. Okay, this shape has thrown a few people off. They've tried to make it a trapezoid. But listen, it has more than 4 sides. Okay. To me, the easiest way to cut this thing is right here. You can cut it down the middle or whatever. That's fine also. This is the way I kind of see it. So, starting out with this rectangle, it is a 4 by, slow down, 4 by, what's that? 18. So, for that rectangle, it's base times height, which is 4 times 18. So, 4 times 18 is 72. So, that rectangle is 72. The bottom one is a trapezoid. Okay, on a trapezoid, I want you to think about the formula. It is, we need a height, we need a base 1 and a base 2.
You can do the whole thing in the trapezoid.
No, because trapezoids only have 4 sides.
That one has 4 sides.
It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can't do it as a trapezoid.
Oh.
Okay. Just stick it. I don't know what to say. Okay. Now, let's look at this thing. We need 2 bases. Our bases are 8, and our base is this line. How long is that line, guys? 18. We can bring that line down to that line. We can, do y'all see that? That is the same as that. So, I can do 18 and 8. But my height is, let me give them a second to get out, and then I'll keep going. Now, the height, the issue is this. It is right here, and it is only right here. No. Ah, look. 15, I need you to look if you're still in here. The height, 15, is from here to here. You only want from here to here.
Oh.
So, if that's 4, the height of that is 11. You've got to be super careful when sliding the walls around. So, if I add 18 and 8, goodbye, I get 26. If I do 26 times 11, I get 286. And if I divide by 2, I get 143. Now, slow down because some of you are rushing and you're thinking that's the final answer. Be very careful. For the final answer, you need to add them together because we want the whole shape together.
143 plus 72.
Plus 72. So I got 215
Yeah.
Centimeters squared. Good. Now, what I would do to practice is go back. You can rework them. See if you can get the right answers. You can rework old worksheets with any of this stuff on there. All of it would help. I'll be here in the morning if you need me.
Wait, a good strategy is to, go over and have, like, a parent call out to you.
Yeah. Yeah, what's the formula? That kind of thing.